Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning, good evening, and good afternoon to everyone around the world. Welcome back to another One Piece video featuring your boy, Charlotte Katakuri. Get ready for a very, very spicy deck profile featuring OP09 here on the channel, let alone a leader in which used to be everybody's most hated deck in the format. Now, Katakuri has fallen a little bit from grace. He isn't his usual self. We haven't had support for this leader in a very, very long time. Going into OP09, he has gained access to a little bit of new tools, and with the new structure deck that came out for ST20, he's also gained a little bit of a oomph, if you will. But the most notable cards are going to be Nico Robin going into OP09. Now, this doesn't necessarily make or break the leader, but it definitely does allow this leader to be a lot more aggressive. And usually, for a lot of Katakuris back in the day, we typically like to go second because it leads on our curve for our 10-drop mom. Well, it's very difficult to do that now with Teach being a thing, Blackbeard being in the metagame, especially when he turns off, your on-play abilities, so Big Mom loses a little bit of value here. When I say a little bit, I mean more so a lot. But going first is not so bad, due to the fact that we have access to Onami, of course, and the 5-drop Nami on turn 5, or Dawn 5 as well. But being able to drop Onami, getting a banish off, and playing down Nico Robin, following turn into the 7-drop Linlin into a 10-cost Big Mom can be very detrimental for a lot of decks to deal with and keep up with, especially in the Doflamingo matches as well. You already are swinging for 7k when you attach one Dawn, so you're hitting 2k over Jinbeis and 2k over Morias, etc., etc. So you have that going for you. You don't necessarily have to be super aggressive in that matchup. You can focus on clearing board a little bit, due to the fact of the tools that we have with the Namis and what have you to pop characters on board with the Onamis in your life that you guys can move around with your leader ability. But you also have the Nico Robin, again, into the 7-drop Linlin, to control that matchup a little bit, to be able to force your opponent to lose life and give you the opportunity of healing up with the 7-cost mom. The 10-cost is obviously going to be inevitable. Now, there are some difficult matchups in the format for Katakuri, clearly, otherwise he would be back to where he once was. Outside of Teach, Doflamingo, those are going to be your toughest matchups going into this format, other than Rablushi, right? We shouldn't have to really mention that. Rablushi is Rablushi for a reason. Heavy removal decks can really just hurt Katakuri. There aren't too many of those in the format. So you have Rablushi and Teach. That's about it. Doflamingo is quite aggressive, goes wide. I decided to lean on a little bit more defensive build here for that matchup entirely. As if you notice, we are not playing with Kikanojos. Not that she's a bad card. She's obviously one of the best cards in the game here when it comes to triggers. But considering if your locals is full of Doflamingo, right, you are going to run into the 4-drop law. So being able to get value with something like your 3-cost Pawseplays or Kikanojo, like if you're trying to depend on these cards, it's kind of going to be a little bit of irrelevant in that matchup. So I decided to take this card out of the deck, not just because it doesn't suit it when it comes to Doflamingo. More so, I also added in more counter or more defensive cards, such as the Shirahoshi here. And of course, we keep in 2 copies of Sanji. Now, the reason being, Sanji should be a no-brainer. It's a trigger, and it's searchable off of the pudding. The Shirahoshi might throw you for a loop, but with all of the removal decks out here, Shirahoshi does fit well into Katakuri, and it can be played off trigger with Nico Robin, and that's another reason why we added 4 of these into this list, just because we could slap it down early game if need be, especially if you are going first. You have the opportunity of dropping the Onami down, getting the 7k banish off, following turn into a Pawseplays, or perhaps a Shirahoshi, or do something like a Shirahoshi into a pudding, into a swing. You have multiple options when it comes to this card. It's very cheap and expensive, and it has a very, very strong ability. If it gets KO'd by your opponent's effect, you get to heal an extra life. Now, my other options were getting slim here. I wanted to either run Amaru or go Thunderbolt. which is another card we haven't seen in a while, but this also gives me opportunities to pop characters on board, because you will get those matchups where your opponent doesn't want to attack into you and kind of starve you a little bit. So if you know the life, which you should with your leader ability, you can pop a Thunderbolt, kill something on board. The other good cards to utilize here is going to be Gedetsu. This is going to depend on your local scene. Whether or not you have a lot of Blackbeard players or you have a lot of Doflamingo players, this is going to get a lot of value. Now, me personally, we don't have a lot of Blackbeard players at my local meta, so I don't really have to worry about that all too much. So this might suit you well when it comes to Dofi. And how will we incorporate this into this list? Of course, you can cut down the Sanjis. This is a personal preference when it comes to me. I enjoy this because it's searchable, and of course, it does have that trigger. It's very reliable, but so is Gedetsu. You know what I mean? Now, the other good card here that you might not see is going to be Flame Split. I believe that's what it's called. Flame Split is a solid card. It helps you rest characters on board, such as Borsalino, 4-cost Rebecca's. It's pretty strong in Katakuri, but I feel like running 2 of these is hit or miss. Often not. I don't necessarily need it. It does rest Boa as well. Forgot about that and for Doflamingo. But often not. I don't see myself ever having to rely on this card personally, right? There has been opportunities where this card does come up in clutch moments, but I'd rather just use a Maru. It's a lot more reliable, especially when it's in life, you can rotate it around with Katakuri. I'd rather see a Maru in life versus a Flame Split, if you will. They both do the same thing, except for you have to be on 1 life to play this, whereas this more so is for your opponent. They're similar. But overall, this has been the list I've been cooking up. We are going to dive into a bunch of games today and see what we can do. Let's get at it. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. We're going to dive into a bunch of games today. Coming at you guys with Katakuri playing into Purple Luffy, in which, believe it or not, Purple Luffy is one of our biggest nightmares in the format. If you guys are still playing Katakuri, Luffy is pretty strong. Being able to ramp up very, very quickly and just flood the board with big bodies, it's very hard for you to deal with sometimes if you guys don't see good enough cards. And of course, we ended up whiffing on our pudding, which, for me, sometimes I feel like I'll play a pudding down and I'll see like multiple different Namis and like a Beji. It happens a lot, actually. There's not really much else you can do about it, so it'd be what it be. We have a pretty solid turn here. I want to try to force the block. So I think we're just going to drop down the Onami down, give us the boost, right? We either do that or swing 9. I think this is more beneficial because he'll want to guard this instead of giving us life. Alright, so we get the Sanji, leave that on top. Yeah, okay, cool. You might argue that seemed a little bit inefficient, but when it comes to the Luffy here, I feel like being as aggressive as I possibly can is just always the way to go in this meta, or this match. Because he's going to rip his own life anyhow, and once we get down to the Nico Robin and the 10-cost to 7-cost moms, we're guaranteed to just continuously rip life from him anyway. So if he wants to turn on the gas, by all means, go for it. Going 6. We'll guard out. We know we have Sanji here, so I like to try to save the blockers for the turns that matter. Ooh, okay. Interesting. I did not see that coming, not gonna lie. I don't want to go 5 here. Let's play Robin down first, rip to life. That's a kid. Pretty good. We'll pass it over. So I felt like if we decided to attack there, he can either guard out or just take the life for the extra card. Because he should be 10 Dawn this turn. He's at 9 right now, but I'm sure he has a way to get there. Could put the Sanji on board. Let's just do it. Get rid of the 0-cost. He has a way to get it done. Okay, alright, this works. So he will lose the Dawn, go down to 8, heal a life, bounce something of mine, take a life with his leader skill, right? Which pushes him back. Yep, there you go. Back to 9. Not bad. Got the 7-cost in hand. Let's go 7 lead. What do we got here? We'll leave this on top. Don't want to have two Nico Robins down the bottom. That would not be good. Guards out. We'll drop Lin. This should heal me. Yep. We'll pass it over. So far, so good. I did not expect a 9-cost Lin. But it's a pretty good card here in this list, so I mean, I guess I should have thought about it, but still. Goes 5. We'll counter out here. Actually, you know what? We'll take it. It's better off to do so. No trigger. Would be nice, but we cannot pop the Sanji due to it being a 6-cost. What does he have access here to? Or access for? Rush Luffy, probably 7-cost Sanji. Okay, never mind. I think we should guard with Sanji here. I don't want to go down because we know we have a Nico Robin, but we'll go 5 because we have Lin in hand, so we have to get her on board here. 1 Don open, so he does have enough for events. There's a Sangoro. I think we just rip it and pass turnover. Because if we swing with Lin, he just kills Lin on the crackback, right? And I think I need both of these characters to go for game next turn. Because he has 1 blocker up. We got to heal 2 lives. It's going to go 9. Interesting. That's fine. Unfortunate. I mean, what do you want me to do? Another 10-cost mom is pretty huge here. This might be a clutch game, depending on how many blockers he has to be able to put on board here. He hasn't seen any laws like to play on board. No Eustace Kids, because we banished the first one. He's only gotten down 2 blockers. I think overall this has been a really, really good match for me so far. I guess we can throw away Nami and Robin here. I mean, not really much else of a choice. 9 Don up. So Luffy Taro hits the board. He gets the search. Yep. That's kind of spooky. 2 Don open. We have to win this game as soon as possible. But I can't do it and crack back without him cracking back and clearing my board. I think first things first, we have to rip the mom, or play the mom to rip the life, right? And I don't think we're going to be able to clear board here with our 12-cost mom. Or our 12k mom. Alright, this might be a little greedy, but hear me out, hear me out. I think what we can do, I can force a lot of plays here by dropping the Onami, giving the Lin the banish, right? If we give it the banish, he'll block with Sanji. Right? Otherwise, he's using both events in hand. Okay, cool. So we get the Sanji out of the way. This might be really silly, but I think we can win game here if we math right. Or just get super lucky. The correct play might have been just dropping the Lin, but we didn't have anything in life here that was going to be able to save us if he just started attacking our face. We don't have enough counter in hand, so I think this was a correct way to go. So we'll go 9 lead. What is... Yep, see? Pudding. That's all or nothing in this turn, then. Okay, so there's the event. Pushes him up to 9. Gets to draw 2 more cards. Yep. If he gives me a 2k, we might be fine. Nice. Okay. So either he just has a handful of 2ks, or he didn't have any 1k counters to give me in that scenario. And we still have to poke. So we can boost Nami up with the Omaru, and then make her swing for 7, 8, 9. Is that math? That's 8. Okay. Does he have it? Uh-oh. Can we get there? Well played. Let's see if he wants to go round 2. Alright, ladies and gentlemen. We are going to do a rematch here. Which isn't something we normally get to do, because people typically just bounce after a game, so this is kind of nice. In any case, I do feel like we got lucky. But perhaps Luffy did not see all his pieces. We didn't see any laws played on board, no Eustace kids, none of that stuff. So perhaps this time around, we won't be so lucky this game. Although the search isn't too bad. We'll take the Brulee, just because it's a little bit cheaper than Sanji. Goes 5. Typically, I don't like taking the first hit, but it be what it be. We get a Beji. You see that? And in those scenarios, it's like, man, I wish I would have guarded. So there's a Zoro. He gets to do the thing. Yep. Okay, so we give him the banish. We go 8k to face. Actually, let's go 7 to face. We'll go 8k to face. We'll keep that on top. This will force cards. Yep. 2 2k counters is really nice. Six. We'll counter out. He knew that we got the Brulee, so that was okay to give that away. And this is what I'm saying. Turn 3, 4 bodies on board is a little rough. I guess we'll just poke. We are in trouble, but I think we can stabilize. 6. That card is so good, by the way. Just being able to draw cards is crazy sometimes. There's the Linlin that we knew that was there. Nami would have got a lot of value here, but I think we need the Shirahoshi for the Luffy. This we have to take. We get the Brulee. Cool. Ramps up. Has 9 done. Linlin hits the board. He's going to bottom life Nico Robin, I would think. That board state is crazy, man. We are only on turn 4, too. I have to survive. I think we should poke Zoro here. Let's go 7. What do we have? Put that on bottom. Do you have the counter? I really hope not. Just let it go. Nice. He should heal me, I'd imagine. I mean, we have 1 blocker on board here. Nice. So I think if he decided to take the life there and we ended up dropping the 10 cost mom, it could have been a problem for him. What do we have? I don't really care about his. So what do we got? Another Amaru. Cool. So now we have 2 Amarus back to back. We have to play this smart. I could potentially put this on board just to get another Parasparrow down, which wouldn't be a bad thing. But we also need cards in hand for the Amaru effects, so this will be the first one. We have to guard out here. He's committed. We'll give him the Robin that he knows that we have. He's on 10 Dawn. This is gonna be rough, man. Another blocker. Yep. So now you can say Luffy has pretty much seen all the pieces he needs, right? He's had a board state by turn 3. He's doing really well. So, this might be a problem. I think logically we just have to drop Linlin and go for it, but... And if I attack with our 7 cost mom, he just claps back and kills her. So let's just drop this on board, heal a life, and we'll pass it over. Because attacking here is not going to be the play. He has an event up, or he's faking one, right? 2 blockers on board. This will just clear a blocker if I decide to go for the Sangaro here instead of wasting an event. So we'll just pass it over. He might not have any events, but still, the attack would have been kind of worthless. If he swings with Law, I'm thinking that means he's going for game here. Ooh, nice. We'll put this on Linlin. So we had a Beji and then 2 Amarus here. Remember that. We have the counter for this one. Can he win the game here? He's got 3 attacks up. Sanji being played would be 4. Or Kaido would be 4. Giving a 2k here feels really, really bad. Like, really, really bad. I don't have enough counter for Luffy. So we are going to have to use the Amaru for the Luffy ability. And trash this, trash the Beji. We'll heal up. It would be nice if this trigger could be like a blocker or something. Please. Unfortunate. Okay. Oh, he does have Sanji. Goodness. My man needs to relax. We do have the Amaru for the Luffy though. We should be alright. We have to take this hit. Please. Alright, that's fine. If that was a 0-cost event, that would have been crazy. Yes, no Dawn up, 6 cards in hand, 1 life left. I think we can take game here. I mean, we have to go for it anyway. Let's go 14 on Linlin. Okay. We go 7 on lead. And I think it's probably better to just stack everything else on Linlin and go for it. Instead of splitting the Dawn with Onami and Linlin. Nice, man. Well played. That was rough. That was a rough game. Really good showing. Appreciate you for playing, man. I'll see you. That was a really good matchup there. I always feel like when I play against Purple Luffy with Kata, it's just who sees the right cards typically takes that matchup. Most of the time, right? Considering Luffy can kind of search into his, and you could say we can search into ours with the pudding, but I think Luffy is clearly a little bit more consistent. And the fact that he can have a ridiculous amount of cards on board by turn 3 is kind of nuts. Let's clear this real fast. And then I guess we'll just go face. As much as I want to just swing 5 with Katakuri, I think it's more beneficial just a poker. Because we can play down Brûlée, but there's not really a point here. Right? Yeah, there's not really a point here. Let's just go 9. What we got? Another Brûlée. We'll leave it on top. That is such a good trigger, by the way. It's so good. Allows you to set up for like 2 turns. It's kind of nice. Turn 4. Hopefully she does not have the monk. Give me like... Okay. That's fine. What we got here? Shirahoshi. We'll place that on top. That's fine. Give me like a couple searchers. Nice. I'll take those. We have ways to remove them with Nami next turn, if need be. Oh, okay. I feel that was a weird play. because we'd have to attach Dawn the Pudding for her to swing anyway. I'm not sure why they left up the 1 Dawn. You know what I mean? But we'll take that. We go 5 just in case. There's no point of going 7. I mean, I guess there is, but I'm hoping that she just gives me cards from hand here. I think 7, she'd be a little bit more likely just to take the hit. I'll take that. We have the Nami. We'll drop the Brulee, and then we'll pop the Bonnie. The Rosinante has a lot of value, of course, but next turn, it's more than likely she'll probably play Cavendish if she has it. Or Carrot. I would think Cavendish comes down, and then she'd restand extra Dawn. Or not. Does she not have Cavendish? I think she could have had it if she decided to use the Searcher Bonnie last turn instead of leaving the 1 Dawn up. Because if not, you kind of play Cavendish first to restand the Dawn to swing a little bit higher with Bonnie. So I'm not sure what else she's going to play here. Alright, she plays Cavendish anyway. A little weird. A little weird of a sequence there. Maybe she had other ideas. She didn't plan on playing Cavendish down this turn. Maybe she wanted to do something else originally, and then just decided on playing Cavendish after she already swung. Or she was trying to play around the triggers here. And if that's the case, smart. Alright, so we get a Big Mom. We have to clear board. And I do want to play Big Mom down this turn. So they can rest the Nami here, that's fine. I felt like it was better to just attack it with Katakuri instead of swinging into it with Pudding, because then they would have just rested Leader. Wow, okay. Interesting. There's no way you don't counter this out. Alright, I'll take those. Would you like to heal me? I would appreciate it. Of course you would. Alright, so they're at 8 Dawn here. This could be... Well, they can't really play Kid. And attach Dawn on him. We haven't seen Monk yet. Basil Hawkins, that's another problematic card. Swings, restands Dawn, goes 6, we'll guard out. I need to keep this on board if possible. Having multiple attackers in this matchup is going to be key. Oof. That's a lot of counter, man. But you know what? I'm willing to do it. I am. Because we need to keep Nami on board. We have another Nami in hand to pop the Cavendish for next turn. So I'm not really necessarily worried about that. I'd like to have another body on board here if possible. But we would have to give out 2 2K counters. So that's the trade-off. We'll pop that. We'll get rid of the Brulee. We draw another 10 Mom. So now we just chain 3 Moms back to back to back. This is looking real good for us. Okay, never mind. I guess my opponent decided to say never mind too. We also have Amaru in life for our last life. On top of the big Moms we're going to drop back on our opponent. That's crazy. Oh, good game, buddy. Alright, ladies and gentlemen. Let's play against everyone's favorite deck in the format. I know, sarcasm. But it's okay. Some people actually like playing Blue Doflamingo, alright? It be what it be. In any case, we decided to go first. I more so like going first in this matchup due to the fact of the Onami and the Nico Robin into the 7-cost Mom. Unfortunately, we don't have the Onami in hand. So this might be a little bit of a problem. Interesting enough, we had Perona come down. They kept the cards on... No, they put them on bottom. Okay, I was about to say. They put them on bottom, and they got to search off with Sengoku. They got a Jinbei off the search. And I can either go 5 to lead and then drop Pawseplays, which would probably be the best thing, because I need to have another body on board to combat the Jinbei. Now, going 7 wouldn't necessarily be a bad thing either, because I need to see what my life is. So let's go ahead and go 8 lead. And save the last one for pudding. Top life wasn't so great, but it's okay. There should be a free damage. We know one of the cards in hand is going to be a Jinbei, so he's not going to throw that away for a counter here. We got a damage in. Can I find a mom? I can. Let's go, boys. We're in business. Now we just need to find one 7 cost, and we're chilling. I'm looking to do at least 1 more damage, and then we can drop Robin safely. Because next turn we go up to 5. So we have the option of attaching Dawn to lead and then dropping the Pawseplays, depending on what we draw. The other upside is the first search with Perona for Doflamingo was not good. So those cards were bottom decked, right? In that situation, now Dofi is going in blind. Definitely going in blind now. Another Sengoku. He does get the Boa. Which is nice, but he can't really play Boa down right now. So hopefully he gets something decent here. He gets a Mihawk. I don't mind this. We can take this hit. Get another 10 cost mom. Love to see it. So we have 2 moms to chain back to back. We're at 5 Dawn. I kind of want to clear the Mihawk. I think having Pero on board is pretty good. But we can clear the Mihawk for 9k and then drop the Shirahoshi. Because if we go 7, I think he's more than likely just to guard out. 9 should be able to get by. Nice. We'll drop your girl on board and we'll pass it over. We're looking good, boys. He has nothing on board that I need to worry about here. He's on 6 Dawn. This turn looks like it's going to be a Boa play, right? So he plays Boa down, he rearranges the top 3. Okay, Jinbei, forgot about that. So Jinbei into Boa, yep. He gets to attach the Dawn from Boa. So he's going to be swinging 7k. Yep. Where did he put those cards? On top. Alright. So what do you think he's going to get here? Alright, so Gecko Mori gets back to 2k in the Mihawk. Right? Yep. Goes 7 lead. We'll definitely take it. We'll pop the Boa. It's pretty good. It was pretty good. Unfortunately, we need to clear the Moria. But I don't think we'd be able to do it and play Robin down on the same turn. But if we decide to wait on the Robin, she kind of loses the value here. Because we got the 9 Dawn the following turn. I think just playing Robin is just the best play here. We can burn the life. Call it a day. Swing in here. Ooh, we'll place that on top. Seeing the Onamis is really, really good in this matchup. We know that they have counter. They got the Mihawk from the trash. Yep, there's the Mihawk and another 2k counter. It's really, really good for us. Burn life. We'll pass it over. At this point, we really just need to hold on. That's basically it. We don't have a 7 cost mom, which feels a little bad here. But we do have an option of dropping down another Nico Robin to ripping life. Oh, wow. Well, there goes our mom plan. I keep forgetting pudding's a card sometimes. Like, I really do. But it's okay. So we've got the hold on to a Robin, and we have 2 0-cost events for late game, if we get there. He's got 5 cards left in hands. So a Teach would be pretty good here. Or perhaps he just goes 8k. Sengoku. There's the Boa. You can't do anything with it until next turn, but we know at least he has a 1k counter Boa in hand. So we got the Boa. You can't really do anything with it this turn, which is nice. But at least I know he won't use it for counter. Goes 7, he got a Perona, which he can't do anything with here on his leader skill, which is awkward. We get the Onami. We can pop the Moria. I think it's much better here to pop Moria versus the Jinbei. Just in case he has another Moria, they can play down and get the Jinbei back. You know what I mean? Because then he can have 3 bodies on board for the price of basically 8 Dawn. So, or 4 Dawn. No, 8 Dawn was math. That was math. We got there. Alright, man, what you doing? Okay. Dropping out Nico Robin down, Rip Life. There's a Weevil, which is really good for us. Now we can just go huge here to see if we can get him down to 0. Because he'll need to remove both Robins and have a blocker on board to be able to protect himself, I think. Alright, so we're going to go 7 with Robin. He gives us the 2k Mihawk and a Pudding. Which isn't bad, considering his hand is 3 cards left. We get another Shirahoshi, we leave that on top. Takes the damage. All that we need now is a Big Mom. If we make it to that point. Because we might not even need it. We should be able to finish the game without it, but who's to say? Maybe he has like Kaido in there, or the 9-cost Sanji. There goes 7. There's Boa. Boa does the thing, so he'll become an 8k. I think we can take this hit. I know it's silly, but I think we can. He's got 6 Dawn open here. He's definitely attacking with Jinbei, I think. He might even swing here with Pudding. But I also might be able to bait this out. Okay. 4 Dawn open. So that means if he tries to go for game, he won't be able to go for game because we have a blocker on board. But, just in case. Ooh, we do get a blocker ourselves. We'll play this down. We'll remove the Pudding. So now what do you do? So I think at this point, he's pretty cooked. Plays Jinbei down into another Boa. Alright, fair. Put the cards back on top. I don't necessarily know why I decided to stick 4 Dawn on Pudding, but we had to put 5 just to go 7. I meant to just stick 3 and go 5, but it is what it is. Sometimes math is hard. There's a 2k counter and a Perona. And good game, buddy. We can play this safe because we can go 8 here with Katakuri just in case he has 1 2k counter. So yeah, let's play it safe. We'll go 6 here. Takes the hit. He's got 1 blocker up. Go 7 here. Nice. We'll poke with 5, and I guess Brule can finish the game. Thank you. And Brule out here doing work. Let's go, boys. Brule out here doing some work, man. We'll try to run it back if I'm able to. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, looks like we're in luck today. We're finding players that actually don't mind going round 2, which is kind of interesting to me. Either way, we are going to dive back into another one. Come at you guys with Katakuri, playing into the same Doflamingo as last time. Hopefully this match will be better overall for both of us, but we'll see. We'll see what goes on here. We do have a really, really good hand. Unfortunately, we got no Nami this time around. We'll take the Sanji. We already have a Pawseplay's. I don't want to double up here for a no counter card, just in case. Let's see if he gets Perona here. He's just gonna wing it. Alright. Speaking of Perona, that's kind of funny. I'm sorry, man. It be what it be. But, we'll take those. Did he mulligan? No, he kept his hand. Interesting. That's a little weird, but okay. We'll go 7 lead. Another pudding. Don't mind if I do. We definitely don't need it, but not much else we can do about it. We'll drop down Pawseplay's, we'll pass turn over. So there's the Perona. So we get a decent pool this time. Puts him on top. So he spends... what? Go 7. 1 Don open. Potential to play Sengoku here as well as getting bodies on board. Hopefully no Jinbeis. Because that could be potentially 3 bodies this turn. You might as well just go... there you go. So he's going to go 8. If he didn't have Sengoku here, this is probably just the best way for him to do it. There's a Boa. Places it back on top. 9k, we'll take it. Alright, so we got the pudding out of the way. Well, we got both puddings out of the way. We need to clear the Boa if possible here. So let's go 6 with Pawseplay's at the very least, I think. I think that's the best thing we want to do first. I could clear it with Katakuri, maybe. But let's go 6 first. See if he just gives me cards here. We have 5 Don open. So we have the option of doing double blockers. You can play down a Sanji into a pudding. Oh, okay, never mind. We have to clear this. We'll go 9. What do we got? Oh, we'll put that on bottom. So it needs to give me 4k. Wow, okay. Sure, buddy, she gets to stay. Goodness. We'll drop down the Shirahoshi and pass it over. My man aggressively wanted that Boa on the board. I don't know if guarding out for... what did he give me, like 5k counter? Was worth it. Jinbei into Moria. Okay. Gets a Crocodile back from trash. So there's 1 2k in hand that we know of. He's got 3 bodies on board. I don't see him attacking with Boa. At the very least. But he should be able to get at least 1 more body this turn. Because he stacked them with Boa last turn. Okay. If he attacks Pero, we'll guard out. I'd rather keep him on board here. What are you doing? Okay, he's gonna have 7 lead. Gets Moria. Takes back another 2k counter. I think we should guard out here. Give him the 0 cost and the pudding. We don't need the search right now. And I would have done the same for the Pawseplay's. Alright, so we get a Brule. There's 7 cost mob. That's pretty good. Definitely pretty good. Go 5 here. We know he's got 4k counter at the very least. So now it's either keeping the body on board. Nice. Looking good, boys. Looking good. 7 open. I can't really swing with Katakuri. He'll just block with Boa. There's no point in doing that. So I guess we just drop the big mom and call it a day. In hopes that he decides to heal me. If he wants to burn the life, that's fine too, but I'd much rather be healed here. Fair. Ooh, a gravity blade. That was really good. We'll take that. 8k lead. A little weird, but we'll take those. I don't necessarily want to give him too many cards in hand here. I have a feeling he's going to be attacking me with Moria and Jinbei this turn, not necessarily Boa. We do get a Robin. We'll use the trigger, we'll play down Brulee on board, we'll replace the pudding. See, I told you, Robin comes in handy, boys. She's really good here. So now we have double blockers on board. He does not have enough for a gravity blade. So we should be chilling. He's got 6 in hand, and we know at least 2 of them are 2k counters. He could go 7 with Moria, then 7 with Jinbei, and 7 with Boa this turn. That would be pretty nuts, but he could do that. Unfortunately, I think he forgot that he ended up getting a Sengoku here, even though he stacked the top 3 with Boa. It happens, but it's kind of crazy to me. I do want to keep Pawseplayz on board for as long as I can. He's able to attack back and try to clear board at least a little bit. Jinbei's going to go 7 here. At least it should be. Alright, there we go. Okay. I mean, we can guard out. We give him the 2k counter and the Sanji. We shouldn't be too bad. Or I guess we just drop the 0 cost event in the Brulee. Nah, we'll give him the 0 cost event in the Sanji. Okay, so now we're chilling. We have the Big Mom. We have a Nami as well. We'll go 5 here first. I need him to start dumping cards from hand here. Then I'll attack it as well with Katakuri. Never mind. So we'll go into Moria then. I know he's got counter. Let's try again. Can I have both 2Ks this time? Alright, fair. We'll get the mom down, we'll do the thing, and pass turn over. So there's the Law. We haven't seen a Law all game, and we didn't see a Law last game either. I think Law would be really, really good in this matchup, of course, because he's able to remove our blockers, our Pawseplayz, the Kikinojos, if we were running them. I think this is a key card in this matchup to play down just by itself, off the Jinbei or off leader skill. It's very strong here. And I think I have been lucky enough not to see it either game. So there's a Teach. First time we've seen Teach as well. I wonder what his opening hand was, considering he decided to keep it this game without having a Perona. So there's the Jinbei. Not sure. Okay, so he did Jinbei into Moria instead. Alright, so he has Law in hand. So perhaps he does the Teach ability, puts Law on top, attaches the Dawn to the Doflamingo, plays Teach down, bounces Shirahoshi to hand, and then bounces Sengoku back to his, right? So that means he could potentially clear Pawseplayz. Maybe. Why did... Okay, so he didn't use Teach's ability. That is a weird play. That is really, really weird. I'm not gonna lie. Because you would think he would use Teach, right? I don't know why he didn't do that. Because we know he has a Law in hand. Sure, we'll take a 10 cost bomb. Because then he would have been able to clear Pawseplay's, and the Shirahoshi gets bounced back. But alright. Still a little weird, but you know, we'll take those. Let's do... I think we would just drop the 10 cost bomb, right? Burn the life and start swinging. Because I don't want to give him extra counter here. So Jozu. We go 5 in hopes that he gives us a boa blocker. He should give us a 2k in hand that we know that he has. So there's the Law. Interesting. This will get us the boa. Okay. Not bad. This will get us the boa. Fair enough. And then next turn we can win game. I guess logically he needs all of these attacks to land without us getting any 2k counters or 0 cost events from life. But I think that's a little bit too difficult here. We have a little bit of counter in hands, being 4k. So I don't think anything he plays or does here can net him the game. There's the Perona. So AK leave with Jinbei. That's totally fine. I guess I can take all of these hits and not have to worry about it. We'll go ahead and Veggie to leader, so he can't use leader skill. I'm not sure why he didn't attack with Dofi first, but we'll take that. Seven. 4 done up. It doesn't really matter what he put on top of his life anymore. Or sorry, on top of the deck anymore here. We get a Brûlé. We'll play this on board by replacing the Pudding. And then he should be swinging here with Teach, I'd imagine, or playing something from hand like a boa blocker. If he has one. But I think the Teach play earlier would have been pretty solid. He would have at least got a damage in, right? Because he would have cleared the Pawseplay's and then got 1 damage done to me. So we would have been at 0 life here. At this point. Or at least 1, you know? But we'll banish this. And then we'll jump on to another game after this one. Overall, not bad. Not bad. What was his last card? Okay, 2k counter buggy. Well played, buddy. Enjoy your day, man. This is a very scary matchup. It's like playing against Yamato all the time that has Spanish on Nami swings. It is not fun. But, thankfully, we don't see a lot of Robin, you know, at my local scene. I'm not saying she's bad by any means. I do have a Robin build I want to try to tinker around with and see what I can do. And I do have a Robin playmat that's being done with my graphic designer. So that'll be shown very, very soon as well. I think Robin's going to be pretty solid to play against. Her list can be built in numerous different ways. And it's pretty spicy. Very challenging leader, I think, for a lot of people to deal with. But let's start poking. I've come to realize that looking at my life is kind of irrelevant here. Just because I feel like she's going to banish it anyway. Most of the time. Gedetsu, I can put that on bottom for now. Just in case she decides to ramp up the following turn, then drop Gedetsu the next one to pop my Pawseplay's. Which I doubt it, but it's a play that she can do. Pudding. She got, ooh, 9 cost Linlin. Alright. Well, here we go. There's the ramp. Shirahoshi. We'll draw another one, it's okay. We could go 5, drop Pawseplay's and Shirahoshi this turn. It might not be so bad. Or I can force a 7k swing. Right? Let's go 5. Oh, she takes it. Oh, no, she countered, sorry. Alright, drop Paro, drop Pudding. Paro, Pudding. Shirahoshi, Pawseplay's. Goodness. This one I'll counter. Ooh. Love to see it. We let them heal just because you can play Nico Robin here and burn it. You know what I mean? And then we can swing for 7k with Katakuri. And then in the following turn we can drop our 7 cost and then. Let's go 5 lead here. So we got a Sanji out of hand. We'll go 7. I don't know why I looked at mine. Too late. 0 cost event. So far, not bad. Never mind. I forgot about that. So they will bottom life our Nico Robin here. They heal one themselves. And then they have a 5k swing and an 8k swing this turn. Oh, they bottom Pawseplay's. Interesting. We actually have to guard this here with a 2k counter. That does suck. Yep. Sure. There's our 10 cost Mom. We don't need it though, we have one in hand. We got a banish Nami. I think it's more important just to get down the 7 cost Mom though. As much as I want to have the Onami banish, we need to try to push this, or at least try to get a life here. Sanji. We'll put that on bottom. I also think clearing the 7 cost Mom would have been a really good play here as well, but I want the body on board. Another 0 cost event. We'll drop the Mom. I'd imagine they heal me. If they don't, okay. I was gonna say if they don't, they probably have Yamato or something. Yo, another 7 cost Mom. Stop it. Alright. You can have it. As much as I want to trash my life here. 9 into 6. I guess I'll guard out here. Well, that wasn't math. Never mind. And then she's just gonna go 11, right? Or 10? Okay. Yeah, we probably should just let the Robin go originally. And then kept the block for the next hit. That's my bad. I don't think that's gonna make or break the game, but it's just small misplays like that. Drive me nuts sometimes. Okay. If we swing 8, she has the crack back, right? We go 5 first. Just to see what she wants to do. She takes the hit, we drop the Mom, we burn the life. Now, if I attack, and she takes it, she goes to 0. She's got the counter, never mind. So here's going to be a Yamato or Ace hits the board. Unless she didn't see any. There's a Yamato. She clears the Mom. And then I cannot kill her next turn. There's the Brulee. Can I get a body, please? Just one body. Of course not. Come on, man. Really? That's just really unfortunate. Really unfortunate. The 12k is guaranteed, right? So it's probably better to attack with Katakuri first, or drop the 10 cost Mom. We get the banish here. We can banish the top life. Just in case. So there's a Sanji blocker. We banish here as well. I think I should just went 7. If only Beji would matter. Because now we just go 6 here, and she has the counter, right? Yep. Wow. Just wow. Well, no, because if I would have went 7, she had the counter for that as well. So, it's pretty good. I think the moms in life, having both of them there, really just threw us the game. But we did our best, man. I tried. She'll probably attack with leader last. Or I guess in this scenario it doesn't really matter. Good game. Well played. Alright, we'll do one more Nico Robin game, see if we can redeem ourselves. Because I feel like our casino was not in our favor. We end up getting double 10 cost moms, and sometimes it be what it be. There's no cope, it just happens. Although, I feel like Nico Robin is probably going to be a very, very strong leader going forward. Even in OP09, she's starting to pick up some play and do some big things. But I think in OP11 is probably going to be her time to shine when she gains some new support. Being that we're getting a Cake Island theme, which is going to be purple and yellow. I would assume Katakuri is going to be. Which, if they keep printing good yellow cards, good purple cards, of course Nico Robin is going to be pretty solid. And she is a scary leader to deal with. Anyway, let's dive back into this matchup here. I'm going to try to protect my life as much as I possibly can here. I want to try to stabilize, or be at least at a healthy state to drop 10 cost mom back to back. And see if this will change things here. My hand is not the greatest, so I don't really have a lot to go off of this match. We have the 5 cost Nami on top of our life here. So, we can't really pop the Shirahoshi to heal her. There's a Sanji so early. Crazy. They're going to clear that, yep. 5 lead. I will guard this. They ramped up. Just because they're going to banish it. I'm trying to see if she'll run Sanji into me or another card into my life here. That way I can proc the Nami. But I guess we'll go 9. Yeah, we'll go 9 into Sanji. And then we can go 9 into Sanji again with Katakuri if she decides to guard out. Oh, okay. She gives me counter. Actually, if we go 9, she just blocks with Shirahoshi, right? I don't think she's going to take the life here. Let's just go 5 lead. And then we'll play down a Brûlée. Nice. She's at 9 Dawn here, so probably a Big Mom play, if I had to guess. If she has it. Or 7-drop Mom. Nice. Alright, so she removes the Pawseplays, I'd guess. Yep. 5 lead. You know, in hindsight, we probably... No, never mind. She has the banish, so it wouldn't have mattered there. She needs to hit us with the Mom or the Sanji. That way we can get rid of the Shirahoshi. We're on 9 Dawn here. So we can go 11 lead, force the blocker, and then play down Sanji afterwards. I'll put this on bottom. At least hopefully get rid of the blocker here. Nice. Alright, we're looking good. Never mind. I also gotta be careful of Yamato's. I forgot about that. Because they can pop Big Mom as well. Alright, now we're chilling. Let's get down to Big Mom, Rip Life, heal up. There's another Yamato, goes to the trash. Does she have the counter? Because no matter what here, her hand will get low while I'll just keep developing cards. Unless she doesn't swing with board. But the moment she swings with boards, we just get a lot of cards in hand here and triggers. So. Because right now, Kikinojo, okay, cool. 6, 7, 8, we're at 8 here. No Katakuri, 10 lead, we'll block out. Second time she didn't swing with board. Interesting. Guess we can just drop another mom and heal up, right? And then swing. Or we can actually try going for game here as well. No, we can't go for game. We'll go 5. There's the 2K. Burn that. And I don't think it matters if we go 12 or not. Because we still have a body on board. So, unless she's running like Rygo or something, we should be okay. What are the odds? Because I've seen some very, very jank lists when it comes to Robin. Okay. Burns life. So that would have been interesting. Drops a Rygo, kills a standing Big Mom, and then dawns up for like Yamato or Lin, and swings into my Big Mom. And then slow plays me from there. But she has no blockers, so I think we'd be alright anyway. 13, sure. And good game. Was fun. We actually got one. We'll take those. Well played. Okay, bye. Goodness. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, here we go, diving into another game, coming at you guys with Katakuri, playing into Marshall D. Teach. One of the hardest matchups for most yellow decks in today's format. Considering we use a lot of on plays, it's kind of difficult for Katakuri, but I've noticed that if I can get enough bodies on board, it can be doable. Now, this particular list here might not be geared to taking down Marshall D. Teach, because I am less aggro heavy when it comes to no Kika Nojos in this list, but I do have a lot more counter. So, I mean, it's a possibility we should be able to pull through depending on, you know, what cards he sees. That was actually a pretty good banish swing there. We got rid of a finger gun off that swing, but it kind of just helps Teach, you know what I mean? Getting cards in trash, fuels Burgess and stuff, so I was hoping to at least land one of him or a 10-cost Teach, and that's kind of how I play out the Onamis here with Katakuri in this matchup. Normally, Onami and the 5-cost Nami don't get a lot of value here because most of the cards we want to pop, we can't pop. So we can't pop the Burgesses, we're not hitting the Jack, obviously we're not hitting the 10-cost Teach. Everything else, other than the 1-cost Searcher, he'll keep drawing cards, you know what I mean? So it's a little bit of a tougher match for Katakuri, I think. So I've been trying to go, you know, the usual 5 to 7k swings every single turn just to try to make a difference here, and it's been working for me. This matchup is completely different when it comes to Nell, you know, I mean, a little bit of a different animal. But for Katakuri, you really rely on your triggers a lot of the times, considering Teach just removes your bodies on board each and every turn if he sees, you know, Doc and Augur. And in this scenario, we have to go ahead and remove the 1-cost Searcher here. He's going to keep getting value with that each turn. We'll go 5 with lead. So now we have 3 attacks on board, which is pretty good. So we cannot remove any of these characters unless he gets removal or attacks into them here. Because he is on 6 Dawn, so he does have the means to do so with Augur if he decides to draw into it or already has it in hand. We do have Shirahoshi to block, at least for another swing this turn. Alright, so we can go 6 in the Nami. As much as I want to let this go, he has 5 left. We'll block out. If he decides to play Augur, I would imagine he would pop the Pero Sparrow. Yep. Can I get a search? And we can't hit anything. Awesome. Okay, fair. We do have another one in life, and we have another one in hand here, so it might not be that bad. Okay, so he's activating his ability, so I can't activate on plays, which is fine, because we do have a 7-cost Mom this turn. And it might be better for me just to drop the 7-cost Mom on board, but you know, in hindsight. This way we can at least attack twice, you know? We just need to have up a little bit of Dawn here. I can't search with Pudding or any of that, so... We have the Para, we'll leave it on top. Takes the damage. I need to save 3 Dawn for the other Pawsparrow, so we go 6 lead. This should get a 2k counter, because I know he has a few. Right? I mean, he did throw away a 2k for the leader ability, so interesting. Okay, maybe he doesn't have them. Get another body on board. Do you have the Jack? If he has the Jack, he's definitely cooking. Because safely, I'd have to remove the Jack by attacking into it. Yeah, he has the Jack. Great. Well. So now my board is dead. Discards. Pops the Nami. And we draw a 2k counter, which is pretty good. Not ideal, but we've already seen 4 Pawsparrow, which does kind of suck. 3 cards left. We'll play another one. Another Pudding. We're at 9. So I have enough to do 2 swings and drop a 7-cost Mom. This is just going to be a body on board. It might be better just to clear Jack, though. Which he has 2 10-cost teaches in hand. So potentially he can only have 1 2k counter. So we only have to go 10k into the 8 to remove it here. If I recall. I think he had 2 10-cost teaches. I'm pretty sure he did. Am I right? Nice. Let's go, boys. Alright, so there's that. We'll remove the dock. He gets to draw a card, sure. But at least next turn he can't just pop Harrow without attacking into it. I can play Nami down, have another body here. Of course, she can't really pop anything, so that does suck. 10-cost Teach should come down here. In which he'd probably turn off the Nami from swinging next turn, and then double attack into the Pawsparrow. Which we can guard out with the Pudding and the 2k counter. Okay, so there's the leader ability. 5 here. We'll guard out with Pudding. He'll run 2k, or sorry, he'll run the 6 into the Pawsparrow. We'll give him the 2k counter. And then Teach will hit the board. Yep. Sure. And how do we get out of this? Because as much as I want to drop the 10-cost Lin, being able to have some extra Dawn for bigger swings here might be ideal. If we can drop 10-cost Lin next turn. Instead of just going 5-5-5. Or 5-5. Because we know he has another 10-cost Teach. Or should we just go 7, lead, and hopefully we get something, never mind. Another 10-cost Lin. I was hoping for another trigger there. He takes the hit though, interesting. So there's the second one. Freezes Lin, yep. We have to take some of these hits, unfortunately. Trashes that for skill. Goes 5 lead. We can take this one and give the 2k for Augur. We're getting another Lin. Yep. Can we survive? Sanji. Do we play 10 costs now, or do we save it? Because we can attack heavy here. We can actually go over the Teach. So, we'll go 7 lead. He's at 1 life. You guys are probably yelling at me in the comments here that I probably should drop Lin this turn at the very least. But it doesn't get us anywhere, right? I can't swing with Big Mom. And we have to at least try to clear the Augur on board some way, shape, or form. But I also want to get him the 0 life. Nice, another blocker. That'll help out. I mean, block out safely, right? Yep. And then if he has the counter, he has the counter. Let's go 6 lead. Drop this down. As much as I wanted to remove Augur, or at least try to go for it, it might have been the correct play to do. If he has a 3rd teach, we lose, right? Just automatically. Okay. So Liberation, remove Sanji. 6 Dawn left to play around with. Perhaps he'll feel comfortable and just try to go for game here. And then we can hope we get something decent. Yeah, he's going to go for game. Alright, so we get a blocker. Still has 3 swings, though. And that's a 9, 12, 12. What was that? Okay, finger gun, never mind. He did have another teach as well. It's crazy. Let's go, boys. Wow. We really just needed to we actually needed a 0 cost, a Maru, or a blocker there. We were chilling. That's crazy. I am so sorry. Yeah, that's wild. So realistically, if the casino didn't play in our favor, we lost there. But we actually just needed 1 of 3 cards, and we end up getting a second 0 cost event. That's crazy. Clearly, this was a luck game, right? Just luck. I did well. I played well. At least I think I played well here. It's pretty good. Okay, no round 2. All right. Bye. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this will be the last game of the day. Then we'll dive back into the deck list, as we normally do here on the channel. But either way, we're going to dive back into another matchup with Katakuri into Blackbeard in hopes that we can actually pick up a W here as well. Truthfully, at locals, at my locals at the very least, we house anywhere between 30 to 50 people a week on Sundays and Tuesdays. That's no exaggeration. We have a pretty huge fluctuation of different decks out there, whether it's from meta, off meta. Blackbeard doesn't see a lot of play out here, which is kind of crazy. It's a little weird, but it's kind of crazy. Rob Lucci, Doflamingo, they see a lot more play than Blackbeard. And I think it's because, even myself included, I find the leaders to be very, very boring. So it's interesting to see who and what is being brung and what's being played. You know what I mean? Now, when it comes to this matchup, as Katakuri, I myself haven't had too much of a problem outside of the 10 cost turn. You know what I mean? When you get ready to drop the 10 mom. And when it comes down to that, I've always found out that whoever sees more 10 costs, back to back to back, normally wins the match. Now, in the early game, your triggers as Katakuri always matter the most. And I feel like I lose a lot more games against this leader when I don't get a decent amount of triggers. And that's Katakuri in a nutshell versus a lot of other matchups out there, but mainly Blackbeard. Because you need to see the triggers on the board to have the attacks consistently. This one's already seen stage. He's already got a search off here. He got himself a Burgess. So he's chilling. But we'll see how this one goes. Because at the end of the day, our hand is pretty bad. We do have the late game pieces, but that's about it. We have 1 Onami on board. We got the banish off of the first swing. So this might turn out in our favor, but I doubt it. Because Burgess is very hard for us to deal with. And that's including things like Onami off the trigger, the 5-cost Nami playing from hand, Gadetsu. We can't remove it. We have to attack heavily into it. We'll go ahead and remove the Searcher here. We'll play another one down, we'll give us a banish, and we'll go 9k to lead. The banish swings really do help out in this matchup, though. This is why I like to go first, if I can, against Blackbeard as Katakuri. It puts on pressure and allows me to lead into the 6, the 7, and the 10 cost mom. If he decides not to activate leader skill on any of those Dawn curves, the matchup really heavily swings in your favor. But 9 out of 10, he pops the ability. Let's be fair. It's 5 in hand here. He's at 6 Dawn open, right? So he does have Augur. So Augur can come down, clear Onami, and then he could attack into the other Nami that's rested. And then we have no bodies on board. Right, we go to 7 Dawn next turn. Yep, there it is. You got it. Don't do it. Don't play Augur down. Don't be that guy. He's probably going to do that. Anyway, we're going to have to play 7-cost Mom just to have her on board. Also, the touchback on Kikunojo. You guys still may be confused on why I'm not running Kikunojo. I tried to cover it as best as I could in the deck opening, you know? But considering we are playing against Blackbeard and you're thinking Kikunojo is a really good idea in this matchup, it's really not, due to the fact that he can just pop Liberation, Black Hole, whatever you want to call it, and just remove Kikunojo, and she doesn't get her effect added. So you don't heal in this matchup with Kikunojo most of the time. He's not normally going to pop her otherwise. But there are situations where he doesn't draw into it, but 9 out of 10 he's going to liberate her, and then you can't heal off of it, and it kind of makes it feel really, really bad, especially if you hard casted it from hand, you know? But there goes the Augur. We got an Amaru. We have a very defensive hand here. So 2 0-cost events, 2 Amarus. Amaru can come in handy in the late game if I need the boosts, but right now I'm probably just going to use it as fodder to discard for the 0-cost events, considering Blackbeard doesn't play a lot of blockers outside of Vasco Shot. So now he's at 7. Or 8, sorry. Huh. So this might be a Bart Sherry combo type deck here. Which leads me to believe he's not running Jack, because space. But I could be wrong. I think that's our 3rd Burgess that we've seen so far. At least we know of. Alright, so he discards another Burgess for leader skill. I'm not sure why he's throwing these away. Out of all cards, you know what I mean? He kind of wants to have those on board. But still, now his Burgess on board is a 7k body. 6 lead. I don't necessarily mind taking this one. Another pudding. Yeah, I do. Again, our triggers are not very, very good here in this matchup. We got double puddings. We're drawing all of our 0-cost events. We have 2 Amarus in hand. It's looking dire. He's got 1 blocker on board. He's got an Augur already, and Burgess is 7k. So let's go poking, man. We'll leave that on top. I'd rather go 9 into this instead of 9 into lead, in case if I attack lead, he decides to just take the hit, you know, get a free card. He's going to get a card either way, but this way we can at least remove a body. And now we'll go 10k lead. Okay, so we get the blocker out of the way. We have 4 Dawn open here. I can't really do much with these, so we'll just pass the turn. Now, hopefully... Oh, he should have Blackbeard here, right? He should have that. If not, he's attacking into Linlin to try to remove it. I shouldn't have to worry about any cost reduction here for Doc's ability. So I'm thinking he's going to go into Linlin heavily, or he's going to play a 10-cost Teach. He can't do both. So Linlin should be safe. And we know we have our Brûlée on the top of our life here, which is unfortunate, but it's at least it's 2k. I am not sure how or why Doc got rested, but alright. Plays another blocker down in a Burgess. Okay. So he's going 10k into Linlin. This is a decent stall, right? Because if he can survive this turn, he might be chilling. But little does he know our hand is just all defensive counter and events here, so I think we'll be fine. Another 7-cost Mom. Let's drop the 10 because he didn't use leader skill. We'll burn life, heal up. I think if he decided to use the ability, we would have just dropped the 7-cost Linlin and then attacked him heavily here. At least try to remove a Burgess if possible. We have to attack life. As much as I want to run 8k into it, we have to go for life here. Because this will force the blocker. And now he has to drop the 10 cost Teach if he has it in hand. He'll freeze the 10 cost Limlin. And then he's got, what, 2 8k swings plus leader for 5. That's 3 attacks. Then perhaps he's chilling. 5 lead. We'll give you the pudding. There's the Teach. Yep. I mean, I guess he can go, what, 8 into Linlin for both attempts? Yep. I guess that makes sense because if he decides to attack life and we get more triggers off, you know what I mean? That's 1. There's a second one. And I think you're cooked here. He rested that again for some reason. I don't know why. I'm not sure. Does he think we're going to attack into it or something? Or, I don't know. Either way, we can go 12 and 12 here for this turn. Alright. Let's go 12 with the Linlin. He doesn't have enough counter here. He needs 8k counters to survive this hit. Math. There we go. Almost messed up. So you guard? Yes? Okay. I think he knows he lost. I don't think it matters if he countered there or not. You know what I mean? And good game. Well played, well played. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome into the end of the video, in which today we played around with Charlotte Katakuri. Always a pleasure. I very much enjoy this leader, one of my favorite leaders to play in One Piece right now. Unfortunately, he isn't as strong as he once was. I'm not going to hold you and tell you that this leader's tier 1, tier 0, because that's just, it's not true. But he's very, very strong still, and he has some very good matchups in today's format. Although a lot of the top tier decks are doing better than him, and that would be Blackbeard, Rob Lucci, Blue Doflamingo, just to name a few. Those are some of the decks that he does struggle against, depending on what your triggers are. Now, with that being said, he did gain access to Nico Robin from OP09, which does make this deck a lot more aggressive, especially if you're going first into the Onami, into the Nico Robin, the 7 cost Linlin, into the 10. It's a lot of life rip, and you do get a lot of value being able to get this off in a game. Now, the other upside to Katakuri, he can be built in numerous different ways, so if my playstyle doesn't suit you, by all means change the deck to how it can fit you. You know what I mean? This deck can be built multiple different ways. He has options of playing whatever card you want to when it comes to yellow, especially cards that you don't see in this list particularly. Like if you don't like Shirahoshi, of course you can sub that out for Charlotte Cracker. You can go ahead and add in Katakuris. You can do a lot of things with this deck and still do well. Now, I want to go ahead and point this out again. We are not running Kikinojo, just personal preference. I decided to take her out and add in more defensive cards such as Shirahoshi here. And in the current metagame, Kikinojo is not as valuable in my opinion as she once was due to the fact that Marshall D. Cheech exists and Blue Doflamingo. So again, as I pointed out earlier, if your locals is full of Blue Dofi, you guys are very familiar with this law. So hard casting a Kikinojo on board or a Pawseparo, and a Dofi decides to drop a law, you get absolutely no value. They just wreck your board. They have bodies on board more than you, of course. And your card that they bounce back has no counter. Therefore, you can't do anything with it if they decide to attack into you. You have to hard play it again or use a 0 cost event to get value or a trigger of some sort. I feel like running too many cards in Katakuri that have 0 counter hurts it in the current metagame. That's just my 2 cents. And of course, the other matchup is going to be Blackbeard, where Blackbeard has multiple different cards to remove Kikinojo. Therefore, we're not getting a lot of value, i.e. things like Liberation here. Your leader ability, of course. because it stops all of your on plays as is. So things like your Namis here, your Robins, your Linlins. Blackbeard is a very good matchup into Katakuri as a whole. But on top of that, Katakuri struggles with decks that can go wide that are very, very good at removing board. So these are certain things you got to consider if you guys are looking to play Katakuri in OP09. Now keep in mind, he's very fun to play. He does have some fun matchups. And again, if you like the Big Mom Pirates, this might be a deck for you. Now, with that being said, I very much enjoy this leader. Therefore, I wouldn't be playing it in OP09 if I didn't. So I do hope you guys will give him a shot. If you're new to the One Piece or you're interested in this character, one of your favorite characters, build him. You won't be disappointed unless you're looking to dominate your local scene. Depending on how big your scene might be, you might have a lot of players there. You might have a small locals. Katakuri can actually suit you quite well. Either way, this has been Pawseplays. Remember to give this list a shot. Leave your thoughts and your opinions in your comments down below. Let me know what else I should try when it comes to Katakuri. If there's something out there you think I haven't done so already, I will give it a try. And I will do my best. I will catch you guys at the next locals and or in the next video. Stay safe out there. I'll see y'all later.